So I wanted to record a quick lesson because many people have a misconception that books are something that you shouldn't damage. And the problem with that is that, of course, you shouldn't damage books, but highlighting, making notes, and just using books for learning, I don't consider that as damaging. And so the thing about this mindset is that people then take their books, they finish reading them, and they just put them into their shelf where it sits for years with dust piling up on them, and they don't grab that book anymore. Because even if there were concepts which they liked, they wouldn't be able to find them anymore. Like in the 400-page book, it would be impossible to find like one sentence which would change your life, but you didn't mark it. And so in this way I want to break the misconception, and I will show you quickly like how I developed my own way of going through books. Because if you will read them, that's already in itself a pretty good thing, because you aren't like wasting time with useless activities that you could do instead of reading books. But you chose to read books, which is definitely a good step towards a better future. But that's not all, because if you read a book and you don't do anything afterwards, then it was technically entertainment. And even if some of your beliefs, some of your habits changed subconsciously, it's still much better to do something actively and consciously. And so in this way I will show you a few examples. Firstly, when I realized this point, I started highlighting things in my books like so, and I slowly developed a better way of doing it. And I slowly realized that even highlighting is not efficient or the best way to go about it. Because when you highlight, there is a chance that even when you want to find the thing which you highlighted, it's hard to find what you are looking for if you have, I don't know, like 20 highlighted pages. Like all the sentences put together would like create 20 pages. And so it would be very difficult for you to find the one thing which you are looking for. And so in that way, another great thing to implement is, and I will show you this from a different book, which is actually a pretty popular one in this niche. And so the next thing which I started doing is to actually writing notes. And so whenever you are going through like what you highlighted in your book, because you don't really know what you are looking for, since you don't have like anything that would like move you right to what's important, and that's what I will show you in the last example. And so since you don't know what's like the most important and what you want and what you would want to jump to or straight away, you have to go through the book page by page, going through all the things which you have highlighted. And the notes which you write into the book, of course use a pencil, because if you make a mistake, then in that case you would like for no reason damage the book. But if you just use a pencil, then if you make a mistake, it's easy to erase it. Also, if you would like to, I don't know, do something else with the book, you can always just get rid of your notes. And the thing about notes is that once you find a highlighted area, you will know through your notes what it's about. Because if you pick a book after like 10 years of not looking into it, and you just want to go through all your highlighted points, the problem is that you won't remember what you meant by you highlighting those sentences. You will forget that after years, or maybe even like if it's shorter, for 2 months, like you don't grab your book or look into it for 2 months, there is a high chance you won't remember what you were thinking at the moment of highlighting that sentence or a paragraph. And so in that way, notes are very important, because once you get back to your highlighted areas, you will know what you were thinking at the time of highlighting that thing. And as the last point or improvement in my like book reading journey is that I started using these like stickers, or however I would call them, I have no idea. And they are amazing, especially if you will like change the color of them, because in that way you will be able to know what sticker or what color of a sticker means of each one of them which you have. And so one, for example, could mean that it's work related, the other one could be that it's life related. And so in that way, whenever you will grab a book from your shelf, you will check like your stickers, and you will be able to go straight away to the area that's the most important. And as you do that, you will get to that area and you will check all the highlighted areas or all the things you have highlighted. And the great thing about stickers is that you will go to the area which you are looking for, and once you are there and you used all the other points which I mentioned, you will have like a highlighted area as well as a note somewhere near it, and so you will be able to know straight away what you were thinking at the point of you like highlighting that area. And so these are the points which I wanted to mention. Just to quickly summarize: don't read books and just put them in your shelf, because that way you won't get as much like results as you could get from a book that you actually study. And studying and reading is a completely different thing, and what helps with that are making notes, highlighting, and using stickers, so that it's easy for you to find what you are looking for, and it's also very efficient and quick. And when you want to improve your studying with books, you can also start making notes with a completely different like notepad or on your device instead of the book, so that you can write all the ideas which you get. Because once you write notes in your book, you don't have like as much space as you would like compared to having a blank page in front of you. Another thing you could do, for example, is after you finish a book, go through all your highlighted areas and write them down separately, and create like small papers out of it, and have a place where you will have it all organized, and you will be able to access those things much quicker from all the books, not just from one. And so that way it would be even more efficient, but it's something that I haven't really tried yet, so we'll see in the future. And so that's all I wanted to mention. Hopefully it was valuable, and if you liked this kind of a content, or if you liked what I talked about, you can watch this video next.